So students, we have studied till now about money. There are different functions of money we have studied about money supply in that, and after that we have also studied about commercial banks. Now is the turn to study about central bank. So the central bank is the apex institution that controls and regulates the whole monetary system as well as the financial system of a particular country. And this central bank is in India named as Reserve Bank of India. The central bank is found to be in every different country with different names like that. In England, the central bank is called to be as Bank of England and so on. In India, this Reserve Bank of India is controlling and regulating the monetary system. That is, whatever is the money supply that is there in the economy. Money supply is the money held with the public, that is with private individuals and the business firms, as we have studied in money. And this money supply, if is going to increase, then it will lead to the problem of inflation. Why? Because if the money supply is going to increase, the people are having more money in their hands and they are going to demand more goods and services. So because of the scarcity of resources, we may not be able to produce more goods and services. But instead of that, if we want to reduce the demand of the public, then we can do only one thing, that is by rising the prices of all the goods and services produced in the particular country. With the same way, if there is a problem of deflation, then the money supply in the economy is less, and because of this, the demand of the people is going to fall down. This rising prices of goods and services is also a problem. Falling down of the prices of goods and services is also a big problem. Why do we say that? Because if the prices of goods and services are going to fall, then the producers are going to get a big loss in their profit, or we can say their profit is going to reduce, isn't it? If their profit is going to reduce, then what will they do? They will reduce the production, because of which unemployment will increase. When unemployment will increase, then the income of the people will fall down more, the demand will go more down, and as a result, this procedure of depression will continue. So this was what happened in the Great Depression in 1929 in America. So deflation is also another problem, and inflation is also another problem. The government has to look after this problem. It has to control deflation also, it has to control inflation also, and it does so by the help of this apex institution, Reserve Bank of India. Now let's study about what are the different features of Reserve Bank of India. Number one feature, Reserve Bank of India is the apex institution that regulates the money supply and credit in the country. If we talk about the money supply, just now I told you, there is one source from where the money will flow out into the economy and can increase the money supply. And this is the financial system which we are talking of. The commercial banks, from where more and more money can flow out into the economy. And what RBI is going to do here, all the commercial banks are under the control and regulation of Reserve Bank of India, whether it be State Bank of India, whether it be Punjab National Bank, whether it be any different HDFC or ICICI Bank, any kind of bank. All these commercial banks are under the managerial capabilities of the Reserve Bank of India. And whenever the money supply in the economy is going to be controlled, then this Reserve Bank of India is having different instruments with it. With these different instruments, it can stop the flow of credit into the economy from these commercial banks. Or on the other hand, it can also increase the flow from these commercial banks whenever required during the time of deflation. So this is how we have already studied about that legal reserve ratio. You all may be remembering, in the commercial banks, this is the reserve ratio like that of cash reserve ratio, statutory liquidity ratio. We have studied about in the credit creation function of commercial banks, where we have seen that every commercial bank has to maintain a reserve. This reserve maintained by the commercial banks can increase during the time of inflation. Inflation means more money supply is there in the economy, and therefore the people are demanding more goods and services. So to reduce the money supply, the flow of money is going to be blocked from these commercial banks by increasing the reserve. The reserve ratio will be increased automatically. The banks will not be able to give more loans, and the money will not be going to be injected into the economy more and more during the time of inflation. These are some of the instruments how the money supply in the economy is going to be controlled. The another feature of this commercial bank is that it does not deal with the public. Actually, the Reserve Bank of India is the bank of the government. All the different type of transactions, receipts, payments of the government is done by Reserve Bank of India on behalf of the government. So it is called as the government's bank, and the government is using this bank, Reserve Bank of India, to control the money supply in the economy. On the other hand, some other features are also there of Reserve Bank of India. It functions for the welfare of the economy. As I told you, it is the government's bank. Therefore, the main aim of the or objective of the government is to provide welfare of the people. Welfare of the public means it takes steps just to provide more and more public facilities. Welfare of the people it thinks of, right? Similar is the aim of the Reserve Bank of India. It functions for the welfare of the economy, and on the other hand, it is the only one apex financial institution having the sole right of issuing currency. So these are the main features. All the currency notes, different type of coins are issued by the central bank, that is Reserve Bank of India. Now let's talk about certain different functions of central bank. According to your revised syllabus, most of the topics in this central bank is cut out. I'll be telling you about which all topics are not included in your syllabus, but the topics that we are doing are included. Now, the first function, if we talk about, is of the central bank is currency authority. Central bank function of currency authority, or we can call it as bank of issue. So let's read it out. I have sent the notes to you. Bank of issue refers to a bank which has the legal right to issue currency. So the legal right is given to the Reserve Bank of India to issue currency notes, currency coins. And in India only, central bank is the sole authority for the issue of currency, except 1 rupee coins and notes in the country, because these 1 rupee coins and notes are going to be issued by the Ministry of Finance of Central Bank. Now, it is the monetary liability of central bank to issue new currency. This is the monetary liability. the Reserve Bank of India has to issue currency. The central government borrows money from RBI. As you all may be knowing that whatever type of revenue is collected by the government, this revenue is collected through taxes, maybe it be indirect taxes, and if we see here that all these taxes which are collected by the government, it makes its revenue. With this revenue or fund which government has raised through taxes, it used to fulfill all its goals, that is welfare programs which are framed by the government for the welfare of the public, to implement different policies. So for all these things the government needs fund. ये funds जो हैं आपके, the government is going to get from its sources of taxation, right? And if from this revenue which the government has collected, the government has to make expenditures. These expenditures, as I told you, can be more than the revenue or it can be lesser than the revenue. If the revenue is, say for example, lesser and the expenditure by the government is going to be more than the revenue, what is this government going to do now? To finance the deficit, this is what is called as deficit of the government, when expenditure is going to be more than the revenue collected. So to finance this deficit, the government can borrow money from Reserve Bank of India. Now, the relation of the government with Reserve Bank of India is just same as that of a particular individual with commercial bank. Whenever a person is going to take loan from the commercial bank, they have to give some securities also. Similarly, whenever the Reserve Bank of India is going to take loan or borrow money from whenever the government is going to take loan or it is going to borrow from Reserve Bank of India, then the government has to sell its security bills to the RBI. And what the RBI used to do, the value of these securities, in the same value, the Reserve Bank of India is going to issue currency, right? The security bills of the government are all those bills like that of treasury bills, the bonds of the government. These treasury bills or bonds are like fixed assets which are to be repaid back at its maturity time. These bills may be of 1 year or more than 1 year, and all these type of security bills is sold to the RBI, and in lieu of that, RBI used to give money or issue currency with these in the same value of those those security bills of the government. Now, after this, we can call this type of financing as deficit financing, because the government revenue is lesser than the expenditure of the government. Here the expenditure is more than that of revenue, means whatever amount of extra expenditure the government is going to do, it has to finance from Reserve Bank of India. So this is also called as deficit financing. Central bank is obliged to back the currency with assets of equal value. So these assets of government can be gold or, as I told you, securities of government. And in the same value, the Reserve Bank of India is going to issue the currency. So RBI is the sole authority of note issue directly, we can say. Therefore, it leads to uniformity in note circulation, because RBI is the sole authority. It is having the right to issue currency notes, currency coins. It is the sole authority of RBI just to maintain uniformity. Just to maintain uniformity in circulation. It is very important. The money in circulation should be controlled by one particular authority only, and that work is done by Reserve Bank of India. It enables the government to control money supply through RBI. Central bank enables the government to control money supply in the economy through Reserve Bank of India. And it builds up public faith in the currency system also, because it is the government's bank, right? All the transactions are being done. Receipts of payments of the government is done by RBI on behalf of the government. One more function is there of central bank, and it is banker to the government. According to this function, banker to the government, let's see, there are some different points involved in it. Number one is carrying out all banking business of the government. So you will see here, the first point, carrying out all banking business of the government. So let's write it down here. So in the banker to the government, we can see here that the government bank is Reserve Bank of India. This word suggests us the function of RBI, that RBI is the banker to the government. How? How can we say that it is the banker to the government? So we are having certain different points to prove it. The first one is carrying out all banking business of the government. All the banking business of the government is going to be carried out by Reserve Bank of India. Like, for example, government keeps all the cash balances on current account with central bank. So the government is having current account with central bank on which no interest is going to be paid. And it accepts, means RBI accepts all the receipts, deposits of the government, and with this it also make payments. RBI also make payments and carries out all the type of exchanges on behalf of the government. Remittance, transfers, and other banking operations. You can see here many different banking operations are going to be performed by Reserve Bank of India on behalf of the government. So therefore we call it as the government's bank. On the other hand, you can see here the second point, granting loans and advances. The Reserve Bank of India also grant loans to the government. How? We have seen in the previous function of the Reserve Bank of India, in which we have seen that this note I have already given to you. I am reading from there. The central bank provides short-term credit against securities like treasury bills to the government. So whenever the government is going to take loan from the Reserve Bank of India, it has to give its securities to the RBI, and these securities are like treasury bills, as I told you before also. These are the bills which are not to be recorded in the balance sheet as cash, but it is a type of fixed asset, or we can say directly it will be repaid back to the RBI on its maturity. These are those treasury bills. And the government can meet its shortfalls in receipts over disbursements, right? So whatever payments government has to make, it can be easily made. It can be easily made through RBI, Reserve Bank of India, if there are any type of shortfalls in the receipts of the government, right? So we call it as the banker to the government. And thirdly, it is written here, managing public debt. It means the central bank manages all the issues of the government loans, all the loans the government has taken. It manages all those loans of the government, and with this, the services the public debt outstanding. Reserve Bank of India is going to just make a record of all the outstanding, which is also being taken from the public, the debt from the public. How? Through indirect means, by issuing bonds, securities, and on the other hand of the government to the public. And this RBI also nurtures the market for government securities, right? So government securities are going to be sold in the open market, or it can be purchased from the open market by RBI. And this is how the Reserve Bank of India can maintain the money supply. It can control inflation, it can control deflation by continuing or carrying on this type of operation in the open market of selling and purchasing the securities of the government. On the other hand, Reserve Bank of India was also acting as an advisor to the government. It acts as an advisor to the government. How? It gives advices to the government on economic issues, or maybe banking and financial matters, or resource mobilization and planning of the resources. All these advices are given by the Reserve Bank of India. And also on the matters of international finance. The Reserve Bank of India used to advise to the government. On the other hand, this Reserve Bank of India also, in this same function of banker to the government, Reserve Bank of India also acts as an agent to the government. How Reserve Bank of India acts as an agent to the government? Like, it collects taxes and other payments on behalf of the government. So if we'll see here that Reserve Bank of India is acting as an agent to the government, then it means that all the taxes or the sources of revenue of the government, it is to be collected by the Reserve Bank of India only. And also some other type of payments, it is being done by Reserve Bank of India on behalf of the government. And this is why we call it as the banker to the government. So the third function of the central bank is bankers, bank and supervisor. As RBI is the bank of the government, banker to the government, similarly it is the bankers bank, the commercial banks, which are under the control and regulation of this Reserve Bank of India. And if you see, in as a bankers bank, अगर हम बोलेंगे इसे बैंक्स का भी बैंक, कमर्शियल बैंक्स उसका भी बैंक है. How? Number one, as a bankers bank, it is the custodian of cash reserves. Of whose? Of commercial banks. Every commercial bank has to hold a part of their cash reserves with Reserve Bank of India. and this is what is called as the CRR, cash reserve ratio. This percentage of reserve ratio is fixed by the Reserve Bank of India only, just to control the money supply in the economy. This is the instrument of credit control of Reserve Bank of India. If the cash reserve ratio is going to during the time of inflation, the cash reserve ratio of these commercial banks is going to be increased, so that the total money creation of the commercial bank should be reduced and their credit creation capacity should reduce. They may be able to give lesser loan because more cash is now going to be kept with the RBI. So these are some of the instruments, and oppositely will be done during the time of deflation. The CRR will be reduced. On the other hand, this bankers bank function only of Reserve Bank of India, there is a clearing house function. In clearing house function, what happens is it provides this RBI, Reserve Bank of India, provides centralized clearing and remittance facilities, transfer of funds facilities to all the commercial banks. The central bank holds excess reserves of banks to meet any clearing drains to settlement with other banks. What the Reserve Bank of India is going to do? It holds excess reserves of banks. We are talking about commercial banks. To meet any clearing drains. What do you mean by this clearing drains? Due to the settlement with other banks. Like for example, every day there are so many different type of checks. One particular bank is going to get from other banks. There are so many checks coming into the bank, one particular bank, of different banks. Say for example, if I am going to give you an example of two banks, Bank A and Bank B. Bank A gets a check of Bank B to be paid for rupees 10,000. This 10,000 amount will be paid. A check of this 10,000 is there of say B bank with A bank. On the other hand, this B bank is also having a check of A bank of 8,000 rupees. So what is the clearing balance? What we were talking about. Instead of taking all these checks, payment one by one, there are so many checks. It will be a wastage of time and cost also. So to remove this problem, only the clearing amount, whatever amount is left, the balance is left, will be transferred into the bank which is having extra to be paid. Like in our example, it was 2,000 rupees. Only this balance will be paid to that particular bank which is to be paid more to another bank. So this is how the clearing house function of central bank is there. If you will see, the claims of one bank against other are conveniently settled by simple transfers from and to their accounts from these cash reserves, because every commercial bank is having an account in the central bank, and that is why whatever is clear balance remaining with a particular bank, that will be transferred easily in that particular bank's account by because every bank is having the account with RBI. So the clearing house function is called as RBI. and we see here that all these um claims of banks are cleared, and debit and credit transactions to settle claims of banks with each other through RBI. तो जितना भी डेबिट और क्रेडिट ट्रांजैक्शंस होंगे वो सारे आपके आरबीआई के थ्रू क्लियर करा दिए जाते हैं, बिकॉज एवरी बैंक इज हैविंग an account with RBI. There is the third function here as Bankers Bank. In the Bankers Bank, another type of function we see here, lender of the last resort. As a lender of the last resort, it makes short-term credit available to them. That is, it gives financial accommodation or loans to commercial banks against approved securities. Whenever the commercial bank is in some difficulty and it needs loan from the Reserve Bank of India, it can get loans from Reserve Bank of India at times of difficulty, and in this way RBI serves as a lender of the last resort for the commercial banks, and these commercial banks will be getting this amount as a loan from RBI against some approved securities of commercial banks. Then as a supervisor, the central bank supervises, regulates and controls all the commercial banks in the whole country. And the regulation may be related to their licensing, branch expansion, liquidity of assets, management, amalgamation means joining of different banks, as we have seen previous time back, and liquidation. All these type of regulations are done by the RBI for the commercial banks. It also includes periodic inspection of banks. Periodically, inspection is done so that every commercial bank should be under control of this Reserve Bank of India. So these were the different functions of central bank. Now we are moving on to the another aspect of this central bank, which we can see here, controller of credit and money supply. As a controller